2 years ago, I became a freelance entrepreneur. And if I've been lucky enough that it's been working since day one, I'd be lying if I said to you that after 2 years, I'm not struggling. And this video marks the beginning of a new series that will be a bit more focused on the business side of my life. And I'll be documenting my journey to finding purpose, understanding what is my deeper calling and my true mission and how I can apply that to my career, to be aligned with this mission and have clarity about what I'm doing, who I'm serving, and why I'm doing it for. Because right now, I have no answers for all of these questions. With two main goals. Of course, the money. I wouldn't mind more. Who wouldn't? But also finding some self-confidence in my work, in what I'm doing, but also how that translates into my personal life. And to help me with that, I have started working with Thomas, who is a good friend of mine, who is a coach for online entrepreneurs. And together we are starting a 1-month coaching program with the main goal of helping me find clarity about who I am, my purpose, my actual skills, how I can monetize them. Who do I want to serve? What do I want to bring to my client? Who is my client? What are their issues? How can I help them? Where do I want to be in 1, 2, 3, 4 years? And with all this, establish an offer, a model, and put that into practice so that I can do something that I'm passionate about, that I'm confident that I can do an incredible work for, and that will make me happy to wake up every day, bring a smile to my face, and do something where I actually feel valuable and where I actually enjoy what I'm doing. This morning we had our first call, which mainly was an onboarding call, but then he gave me access to his courses and I have a few of them to watch. But more importantly, until our next call next Friday, I have a few documents and a few templates I need to fill up and answer a few questions that will help me define a bit more who I am and what do I want to do with my life, actually. And this will then help me to find a niche, and it doesn't have to be perfect for now, but it's just to have an overall idea of a direction I want to take. And I already know it's going to be a bit away from what I'm currently doing, because the main thing I realize is I'm not so interested in helping businesses scale and get more money. I think I'm much more interested in helping people directly. And that would probably lead to me switching from B2B to B2C services. And I don't know, it's something I did not anticipate. It's something completely different from what I'm doing right now. So I don't want to think too much about it, and I want to answer the questions truthfully. And I will tell you a bit more about what I've written in these templates once I've done them. So I'll get to it now. Hello guys, it's 8:30, we're Tuesday morning. I've been here since 7 a.m. working on the document I was sent yesterday, where I have to fill up some questions about my personal life, things that makes me happy, things that I want from life, things that would allow me to wake up with a smile, the meaning I want to give for my life, where I see myself in the future, my natural aspirations, my skills, my convictions, the things I don't want to do, the things that cause me anxiety. A lot of deep questions that allow me to truly understand what kind of life I want to live, what kind of person I am. And I've been struggling a bit with these questions because 95% of what's coming out is purely personal. It's purely about my personal life. To give you a few examples, the first question is, what things truly make you happy? And I've got things like being in Japan, cooking whilst listening to music, preparing my morning coffee, spending the night talking with my best friend, the feeling after a great workout. You know, answers that are really about my free time, really, not my work time. And so I reached out to Thomas and I asked him if that was an issue, and he said absolutely not. It's actually very valuable because this allowed to truly understand what kind of person I am, what do I want from life. He says we only have one life, so might as well make sure everything is aligned to what makes us happy. And he says taking these things into account will then allow to think of either an offer or a system, a way of working that allows me to do all these things on a daily basis, and then ideally incorporate these things directly into what I do. So I'll just trust the process, I'll do it, and I will leave it to him to help me translate that into how that would apply to my potential offer. And yeah, I'll see how it goes. Another thing he said yesterday when we talked was that although I am an entrepreneur at the moment, I'm more of an, how did he say that? I'm more of an independent employee. And there's an actual class on the training about building a CEO mindset, meaning having more of an operational and operator approach to the business rather than just being an executant, being paid for work done purely, and being more like an employee, but with the advantage of not having an actual boss. But in the end, my client is my boss. At any point, he could just say, okay, we're not interested in working with you anymore. And my value is purely based on produced work and not really in value and revenue and benefits for what I'm bringing to the client. I'm really just making them save time and effort because I'm doing something they don't want to do, and they pay me a fee in exchange of that, which is great, which still allows me some freedom. But it comes with the stress of always wondering if my work is still valued, if they don't want to get rid of me, if they'd rather not have an actual employee do what I do, plus other things within the company. And this has been causing me a lot of stress. I also told him one of the best results I got with my clients was with doing an emailing campaign for Black Friday, which resulted in actually a good amount of sales for them. I was very proud of myself, but I realized that it wasn't really about me being happy for them, for bringing them such a good result. It was truly me being happy about myself, because that made me realize that I could actually bring some value to the table, and I could generate profit, which was surprising for me. It was the first time I was actually doing something and then seeing on the screen sales results and thinking I created this much income, and that was very cool for me. But also, I think deep down, what I enjoyed the most with this was that it reassured me that in my clients' eyes, I was not useless. And therefore, that guaranteed me that for the following months, they probably would not even think about getting rid of me. So that really translates everything into the idea that I'm in a survival mode all the time. I'm always expecting things to go wrong because deep down, I am not convinced that I'm good at what I'm doing. I'm not confident that my skills are worth what my clients pay me. I'm not sure that they see the true value in what I do. And deep down, I'm not so passionate about what it is I'm doing. So all these things make me really consider that I'm not doing something that I actually value. And yeah, that's the issue. So yeah, I'll just keep on filling up this form, and I have a few other exercises that require finding a niche. I don't think I will be able to do a lot of that before figuring out and brainstorming with him potential niche ideas in the first place. But we have another call on Friday to put everything together and start having a bit more ideas and clarity about where we're going next. So for now, I'll just trust the process, do it how it comes, and we'll see where that leads. So yeah, keep you up to date. Hi guys, so very quick update. I am done sending all the files necessary for our next call on Friday. So I'll just show you quickly. This is a very basic, like ikigai type of thing, where I just put everything I love, everything I'm good at, everything I can be paid for, and what the world needs. Throwing all that in there, not really thinking too much about what that means in terms of how it's going to turn out as a business idea, but it's just what comes from my heart really. This I'm not going to show you because these are 2 private documents, but this is a list of questions that I was talking about yesterday. This is more about figuring out your niche, so I left a few of that blank. That was just a part also with your inspirations, the kind of entrepreneurs or creators that I like to watch on YouTube, on Instagram, just to try and understand what it is I like about them, about their business ideas, the way they go about selling their courses or their help or all of that, which was very interesting to do as well. And then finally, this was not asked by him, but I just added that in as well. I have included a vision board that I had made for myself previously. So this shows a lot of things I visualize for my life in the future. Of course, Henry Cavill, you might have seen that, but you know, driving in the mountains, hiking, drinking coffee on top of the mountains, getting 10K followers, having a great office, a great country house in the countryside, good car, reading, lots of books, being jacked as fuck, cooking for my girlfriend, going to the gym, having a dog, running, having children, exploring the world with them, dressing well, first class ticket for going to Japan. I think this is a really great way to show you what I'm about, what I love about life, how I want my life to look like. I think it's a great exercise as well, vision boards. So that's it. I think we won't have anything more to do until next Friday. So I'll keep you up to date when this comes. See you guys.
Faire sa préparation, pour l'instant il n'a pas de besoin, donc il n'y a rien à closer, tu vois. Comment ça va? Comment ta semaine s'est passée?
Très cool, très bien, très focus du coup sur...
Qui est de la valeur pour une certaine niche et qui permettent avec pas trop d'efforts, je te parle pas d'efforts d'acquisition, mais d'efforts de delivery.
Hello guys, and welcome to the last part of this first episode for this new series. And I just got off the call with Thomas. I was very impatient to get into that call because it gave me a full week to brainstorm ideas and think about this project, and I was curious to see with him how that could lead into more practical and actual business possibilities for me. So the key takeaways from this call was that I have great qualities and great skills that I can leverage to make money in many different areas. It is a great thing. I am a very versatile person, but the challenge then is to know which skill you want to monetize, which skill you want to emphasize, and when you can do a bit of everything, you need to make a choice, and that's challenging. Some of my skills are digital content creation, graphic design, photography, editing videos, creating social media posts, all that sort of thing. Another skill is my sense for aesthetic things. I like to make things look clean, pretty, well packaged, and that's something very valuable as well. I always like to make things beautiful. Even right now with my agency, my invoices, my papers, my website, everything is clean, beautiful. It's very important for me, and that's something I can leverage as well. Another skill I have are languages. My ability to speak different languages, to be able to express myself, to be able to speak in front of a camera. And lastly, another skill that I have is my obsession with improving myself, improving my life, becoming a better man, living my dream life and designing my lifestyle around who I want to become and how I want to live my life. These are the main takeaways from everything I wrote, all the answers I gave to the questions. And then we brainstormed a few ideas about how that could become a business possibility. And I won't bore you with the different possibilities we've had, but the two main things that we kind of saw as potential outcomes was first a long-term goal of building a personal brand, which I think is going to be a prerequisite for everyone in the next 5 to 10 years. That applies for me, but that applies to you, to everyone. So it's not something bad to think about. And with this personal brand around my life, my journey, my lifestyle, there are a lot of possibilities of brand creation, creating brands, products that are aligned and coherent to the life I'm building, and then creating products that can benefit this lifestyle. Could be digital product or physical product, creating a brand, clothing, but that would be something that I'm passionate about, working on a product, working for myself, not working for a client directly, but then marketing this thing to bring that to potential clients in the future. So that would be the long-term thing. But in the short term, how do I get money coming in and prepare myself to become this man that has an audience, that has a personal brand, that is known for being skilled at designing your lifestyle, being aligned to your goals, becoming a better person to perform well in your relationships, in your business, and all areas of your life. And it turns out that a lot of entrepreneurs have made a good amount of money, but they did not improve quite as much in other areas of their lives. The way they look, the way they dress, how they live, the schedule they have, the discipline they have, the relationships they have, everything. I see so many guys online having great success in their career, but when you see their videos, when you see how they live, they have no elegance, no clean working space, no well-designed routines and schedules and protocols to have a healthy life, productive life, all of that. And these could be potential clients for me, because I would have answers for them for such things. So this is the general direction we're thinking of taking, but it's not official. It's not our last word about that. It's just at the moment, it seems like that direction could be interesting. So my task this weekend, I'm going to Toulouse. I'm going to be quite busy with friends, but it will give me time to talk about that and think about that, to prepare for our next call on Wednesday, which is going to be on the next vlog. And I will have to study his masterclass on defining a potential avatar and creating a potential offer. So I need to think about these things. I need to design it, to prepare it, just so we can have some substance to consider and see if it actually works out, and if in front of this potential client and potential business ideas, do I feel interested in pursuing this potential idea. So that's the main point. I have therefore 5 days to prepare this. So everything will be in the next vlog. Everything I will think about in the following days, everything I will write down, I will let you know. And then where we go from there. Do we want to validate this idea and pursue it? Or do we realize, actually something is missing, something is not quite right, and then we'll have to adjust. So that's all for now. Thank you for following this video, and looking forward to sharing the next week with you. So until then, take care. See you soon.